think the biggest question is why we did it. You know, why we chose to build separate bedrooms as their own buildings as opposed to, you know, one big connected house, which is actually what we had intended to do to begin with. And I feel like the answer to that question is, why not?
Can I take your order, please?
In building with Earthbags, we discovered our family thrived creatively and grew stronger by working side by side. We welcome you to be a part of our family for this week's adventure. We are excited to have Green Dream Project, Tiny Shiny Home, and the Upside of Downsizing with us, and we're going to show them around to our Earthbag projects, and we'd like to take you along with us.
Yes.
Along the years, every so often we'll give tours of the buildings to our friends and family, take them along and show them all the buildings and all the creations. We'd like to do that in order from the oldest to the newest, show them the learning progression.
My room was the first one that we built back in 2012, and it's the first stop along our tour. We recently remodeled it using the techniques that we have picked up throughout the years, and I wanted to kind of brighten it up and smooth it out. For about half of its life, it's been just the regular palette look, but then I kind of wanted to brighten it up in here. So we did a whitewash, and we used like just water and flat paint, you know, flat white, and then just sprayed it on it.
We just misted it.
It's very beachy. The second building that we did, which actually was kind of the one that we did alongside my bedroom build, was the living room addition. It's actually living room, laundry room, and bathroom addition to the main house. Had a carport, and we walled it off to make it into a room. It's pretty bright out here, so it's nice to have a room that's a little darker. So that's where we, you know, watch movies and that kind of thing in that room. We also more recently finished up the bathroom that's hooked to this build as well, and that has worked really great for us. A great guest bathroom, and actually the bathroom for all of us because we don't have bathrooms hooked onto these bedrooms yet.
Yes. The next building that we did was Garen's bedroom. We were in the proper paper experimental phase.
Yeah.
This is technically construction paper. You try it out.
It wasn't meant to be like
No.
that. We just got
Let's see if we can do it. We do it.
We're experimenting with paper walls, paper floor, paper ceiling? I don't know. I wasn't actually there, but...
We did a pallet ceiling on it, but that was close. This is my husband, if you're new here. So he's saying we, but really it's my family that put it together. But we mean past and the present and the future. We.
Yes.
What's the top coat on the floor?
It's that garage.
The epoxy.
Epoxy. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It worked out really good.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we redid the floor, the paper floor, because it was over time had kind of been ripping up a little bit. We didn't want it to rip up to begin with, but we also kind of wanted to restore the concept. So we did the same paper look, but we sealed it in with epoxy. Mom and Dad wanted to keep the look of what Garen first intended in that room.
The rocket stove will heat under your feet, comes out this way, 6 feet or so, 7 feet, comes back and then backing out.
Garen's room actually hosts the first successful rocket stove that we built.
You can literally fire that thing up, run it for about an hour, and stick your face on that pipe.
Yeah, and then get hot, doesn't it?
All goes right here.
Yeah.
All your heat's here and radiates from that.
You could stick your face on any stove. It's just that one is.
Yeah, you don't get burned as bad, right? So Garen kind of had this idea of kind of a castle-y kind of a thing with these little turret type of thingies, you know. So
The Frankenstein switch.
yeah.
building was next, and it was kind of a crack up because at first when we were like drawing it out and starting the bags, it seemed like the normal sizes that we had been doing. But as it grew, we were like, oh my gosh, it's huge. So that was kind of fun, and a bonus for Bryson.
I calculated the size of the room, and it got a little larger than the others. Max.
That's nice, huh?
Cool, yeah.
That's really, I'm going in. Go on in. I'm checking it out.
And the idea was to kind of keep it separate, so the work area is here, and then the bedroom area is kind of in there.
Yeah. I think we're gonna
Tell
end up.
me why this is a different texture.
A lot of new experiments were done on Bryson's building. We had a spackle type stucco on the walls. We used a more sandy texture on the flooring, and we also used laminate flooring on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's cheap because you can get it used on like Craigslist and stuff like that, and the finish looks fantastic. That worked out really well in there.
It's going down, that's more exciting.
Don't fall, doggone it. No.
Yeah,
The
this
story on this is we had some family, friends, and relatives, enemies who would come over and help us with the bagging the day. And we only had like 3 rows up. The night before, monsoon came and just soaked everything so badly that I had all these people coming over and I'm like, we can't build on that. So we tore it all down. There was like 3 rows already. So I tore it all down and started over.
We had to start over. It was such a bummer. Did this stove work out really well?
Really well.
Okay.
That,
That was a
you
good like this design.
Yeah, I do like that design. Front loading's the way to go.
Yeah.
How much do you have to mess with them?
Well, I
for them
think
to
you
work?
mess with them for a while, get it really hot. And
Yeah, you're We took a brief break from building these bedrooms to create a studio, which actually up to date was the biggest building that we had built at that point. We call this building the Muse Art Studio, kind of a mixture of music and art, which was the initial intention of the building when we made it. And with a title like that, we definitely needed some artsy touches in the building. The 2 ones on the top floor, the banister, which is made out of mesquite limbs and ocotillo limbs.
It's incredibly stable.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it is.
Push right there.
And of course the big one, which is the Dragon Rocket stove. Everyone had a little bit of a hand, but I think it was mostly Dad and Shay. That turned out really great, and it definitely is the centerpiece for that top floor of the Muse Art Studio, something you see right when you walk in.
That idea that one rafter sets on that rafter and that rafter sets on another rafter and they all share reciprocally the load.
Gary loves creating roofs. He was a roofer back in the day. He loves pushing the envelope and trying something new that he's never done before, and the reciprocal style roof in the studio was a great space for him to attempt something new, and it turned out wonderfully.
You can just keep those from sliding down the hill when you lay them on there. It will stay there. Bryson and I, or Garen and I did a test. We set them on top of each other and just kind of put a nail there. We didn't even secure it, just to keep it from sliding down the hill.
You guys jumped
Got
on
up there
it.
and jumped up there jumping on it.
Move at all. It was
You're kidding me.
It was crazy.
So we went with the same idea of one thing setting so they're all notched and
a
setting on
meteorite
top.
could hit it and it wouldn't move.
Oh, for heaven's sake. It was originally designed to be a sound studio, but we ended up moving down here, and since we were working down here and using it as an office, I was like, oh man, I really want to make these walls better.
I'm a cartoonist, and I actually draw all of the merchandise for our channel. Since there's so much wall space down there, it gave me a lot of space to play with. But I've never done anything that big at that point. It was just mainly some sort of a scene, you know? So it was a lot of fun to do.
In the ceilings, that pipe right there draws cold air up. The rocket stove's here. So on the rocket stove, I have a couple vents. So when we run the rocket stove, I can draw air from the rocket stove down in here too. So that helps.
After the studio, we launched into building Shay's building. She had the longest time to actually design this building, and it's one of the most intricate buildings that we have to date.
Now you note that there's no wood stove, no rocket stove in here. I had a plan for one there, and Shay told me not to put it in.
Shay opted out of a rocket stove because she wanted to utilize that space. She went for a space heater, which, to be honest, most of us use space heaters right now. It's more convenient to have a space heater, but there is nothing like the heat and cheapness of a fire, so we really like having the option.
We've got ideas for what to do there at some point.
We actually have a rocket stove design for that room, so in the future we may end up building one in there. It just kind of depends on what Shay wants to do.
After Shay's room, we launched into the kitchen project. Like Shay, Mom and Dad have had a lot of time to think about this kitchen and how they want it.
All right, well, this was the original from these pillars right here. This was the original kitchen. And kitchen was right over here in this corner, and then
Those logs are a long time.
they did have a long time.
Before we,
I had them out there. I had them in place, just didn't have the
We stuck them
Time.
on the ground because we thought that they were laying on the ground. We were afraid they were going to deteriorate.
This is from a tree limb, believe it or not. It's a limb of a tree that's over by the shop, to-be shop.
Mom really liked the tree that's in Shay's building, so she really wanted some sort of tree in the kitchen. Dad had this perfect branch in mind.
Well, it kept bumping Dad in the head. He was
It was
perfectly
dead. It was like
positioned where
somebody
he
walked
kept
on
smacking his
pain.
head.
What the heck?
Throughout the summer months here in the desert, I really enjoy having the outdoor shower. Last year or so, we dived into the outdoor shower project to make it a permanent feature of Homestead.
We still have tons to build around here. Our next project being our biggest, most ambitious project yet, which is our workshop that Dad has been planning for a super long time. We've got a lot of fun new things that we're going to be trying, much like every project that we do around here. If that's something that interests you to stick around for, be sure to subscribe. On each project that we showed you today, we have full versions of them. They're all feature length, so be sure to have your popcorn ready. The links to those will be down in the description. We want to give a special thank you to Tiny Shiny Home, the Green Dream Project, and the Upside of Downsizing for coming out and hanging out with the family. It was sure fun to visit with them. Very nice people. And if you'd like to check out their channels, the link will be down in the description.
Well, that wraps up this week. Bear with us while we give you a doggone awesome ad. We have really cool new little bears and dog plushes.
with the t-shirt design.
I know, with the teacher designs. These are so soft and comfortable. Oh my gosh. And we have pajamas. And you don't have to do a Christmas design. We went with Christmassy because, believe it or not, I say that facetiously, that's around the corner. One of our great traditions here on the homestead is new pajamas on Christmas Eve. That was like it. And so these are gonna be ours this year. We sell these in shop. So if you'd like to get your hands on some My Little Homestead pajamas, plushes, or a ton of different designs on different products over on our shop, the link will be down in the description. Black Friday is our biggest sale of the year, 25% off of everything, which is today, 25% off, only a few more hours to take advantage of that sale. And then for the rest of the weekend, we're gonna have 15% off everything. So even though it's less of a sale, there's still a sale if you want to deliberate a little bit.
Get that Cyber Saturday and Sunday on.
All the way through Monday. We got Cyber Weekend. So let us know if you get some. Take some pictures. We'd love to see you in them.
If you missed last Wednesday's video, Mom, Dad, and Bryson got started on the workshop. Getting that thing cleaned up and prepped, starting to get it ready for the actual build.
We are super excited. Coming out this Wednesday, we're going to have Mom's premiere of the video editing tip series. We are so excited about this. This has been in the works for a long time. There's going to be a total of 17 video tips. The video will explain how the whole series is going to run. It's kind of the introduction, and we're just really excited to get going on that. So that'll be coming out on Wednesday. We hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and we will catch you on Monday for that podcast.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mom would be so proud of her right now. Eating a grasshopper.
Yeah.
Good job. Good girl, Salsa. Eat that grasshopper. Get it. She's like a cat playing with her food. She's so weird.
Our family moved from the city to the country. Thanks for taking part in our adventure. We have new videos every Friday evening. If you would like to help us out, you can like this video, share it, subscribe, or support us on Patreon. See the links in the description.
Perfect. You got all of it.
I didn't know you wanted to.
The only one you're missing is Bullet. Oh, there they is. Perfect.
17.
Luna. Sorry. She's being a butt.
It's alright. I like saying this over and over again.